Hey friends, this is Josh Hayward and welcome to another edition of the Find Your Craft Show. Welcome back to Beer Camp, guys. If you remember this, not this time last year, kind of June time frame last year, I did the Sierra Nevada Across the World Beer Camp series, hit all 12 of these brews, which were amazing collaborations between Sierra Nevada and national and international breweries. A couple of those, maybe 3 or 4 of those brews were kind of suggested to be aged. So I had the idea, hey, I'm gonna review them now and then try and find a few extras to try and age some of those. So we took a look at an aged version of the Atlantic style vintage ale last time, which was a collab between Sierra Nevada and Fuller's out of London. And today we have a very special one. This is a dry-hopped barleywine style ale. This is a collaboration between Sierra Nevada and Avery Brewing Company out of Colorado, actually. And both Avery and Sierra Nevada are known for their barley wines. Sierra Nevada, of course, does the Bigfoot that comes out every year, and just a very storied brand as far as that goes. Big, robust beers, nice hoppiness in those as well. If you'll remember, and I keep saying if you'll remember, I'm going to link the old video for this one actually, and it's for the Fuller's one as well. But when we talked about barley wines, there's no wine in it at all. It's just, this is a style of beer. The wine name actually comes from just the higher alcohol content, actually. Barley wine being made with barley, and then the high alcohol content, almost sometimes rivaling wine. This one comes in at 9.4% ABV, so pretty substantial as far as that goes. I'm really looking forward to this one. The Beer Camp series came out around June of last year, and it is now April, almost May. May is next month, so almost a year of aging on this one. So really looking forward to seeing how this one tastes. This one was one of my favorites from the Beer Camp series. Pretty solid beer, and looking forward to see what the year has done to it. No doubt it's probably gonna pay dividends. But beautiful beer here, as you would expect from a barley wine. Amber in color. This one is very hazy. I have to actually hold it up to the light to see through that. Translucent would still be the proper term. Off-white head, about a centimeter and a half, without even a swirl of the glass, just straight up pour. Beautiful beer. Yeah, pretty solid, as you would expect from a barley wine. That dark, rich color kind of reminds you of, looking at it, reminds me of toasted bread and caramel. Giving it another swirl, that thing just comes to life. Just a beautiful head on that beer. Let's see what we've got on the nose. Oh, wow. Nice notes of baked bread, nice notes of caramel. I would even say toffee. I would even say some nice hoppy notes in there as well. Kind of some grassy, floral, herby type hoppy notes. But mainly a malty sweetness, solid malty sweetness there. Very, very solid malty sweetness. So let's see what we've got. Cheers. Excuse me, about lost that. Wow, another great one. Took too big of a sip the first time. I guess I was so excited about the beer. Again, the age has just done dividends on this. Just excellent. The flavors are so much richer. Oh my gosh, so much richer. If I had any correction for this Beer Camp Across the World series, if Sierra Nevada does it again, any of these ales that should be aged, let's do them, age them, and then release it in the pack. Because this is just so much richer of a flavor than the first go around nearly 12 months ago. The first thing I noticed is a solid malt backbone, heavier beer for sure. Again, baked bread, caramel, hints of toffee, just very, very rich. When I say caramel, think of like caramel candies that you would eat, or sometimes like caramel drizzle, that rich sweetness. Again, kind of going back to that baked bread. Sometimes I like to even say baked raisin toast, or toasted raisin toast, because it's almost like you get some of those dark fruity notes coming from dark fruity notes, kind of reminding me of that sweetness, the sweetness of raisin or of dark fruit. But nice malt backbone here. Mid-taste, a very, very pleasant bitterness hits the palate and lasts throughout. As I'm talking, the palate's still dry, a nice grassy, herbal type hop. I'm also tasting a little bit of resininess, I would say, there as well, kind of coating the palate, which is nice. Again, I just want to take another sip. I feel like the sweetness from the malt and that hoppiness go really, really well together. I would give a slight edge to the hoppiness. I would say 55-45 to the hoppiness. It's not a completely balanced beer. At the forefront, the front end of the taste, you definitely get the malt, but mid taste, the hops are there, and the hops last throughout. And as I'm continuing to talk to you guys, the hops, I'm still getting that nice bitterness. The mouthfeel on this beer is just, it's so pleasant. It's a heavier beer, so I would call it a sipper, something that you sip and savor the flavors, especially with a year on it. You know, you've 9.5% as well. You want to kind of take your time with it. Really take a sip, hold the liquid in your mouth, let it warm. Just experience all those amazing flavors. Very, very solid beer here. Love it. Both this one and the Atlantic Style Vintage Ale from Fuller's in Sierra Nevada were phenomenal aged beers. The flavors only became more intense, I even say they meshed and married even more over these 12 months. But I really enjoy this one. I love a good barley wine, and this one's up there. This one is definitely up there. I love this beer. Hopefully we see more collabs like this. When Sierra Nevada did this last year, I was so excited just to see craft helping craft, just great innovation in the craft beer world and industry, and I hope we see more of it because these are phenomenal beers. Hopefully we continue to see them in the market. I will say I've still come across a few of these in just completely random places. Some of the Beer Camp beers from 2017. Granted, you're not going to find the East Meets West or the one or the collab they did with Treehouse. You can never really find any of those. But occasionally you can snag this barley wine or the Fuller's or what's some of the other ones I've seen. I've seen a couple of these other ones. I think I saw the Camp Out Porter again recently as a collab with the Garage Project. Again, a very, very solid beer there. But I tried to grab two that were good on aging, and I'm glad that I did because this was a very pleasant, flavorful experience. And these beers are solid. I absolutely love them. So thank you so much for following along. If Sierra Nevada does Beer Camp again this year, you can expect a whole series on all 12 beers for the 2018 Beer Camp. So until then, and until the next episode, we will see you next time. If you enjoyed what you saw, if you enjoy great beer, press that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I will link to the old video for this Dry-Hopped Barleywine Style Ale. Speaking of the dry-hopped, that definitely imparted some more hoppy flavors and characteristics into the beer. But yeah, thank you so much again for following along. You guys have a phenomenal night. Cheers.